Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I am getting views.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm getting warm on Dave's wood burner.
You cut me deep. You cut me deep.
I can actually smell wood burning now. Is it you?
Nice.
It's me.
Now you mentioned it. That's just Dave's temper.
I'm ginger, I don't have a tempo. So we did one of the what if videos. What if you only ate sugar for a month? And my teeth started hurting just by saying that.
Yeah,
They actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this kind of stuff though.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Very.
I used to watch on the Discovery Channel years ago, there was a series called Life After People, and it's so interesting. Like places like New York, only all the buildings, they stay standing because the basements are being pumped out constantly. And it takes like a year or two after people for some of the skyscrapers to just start collapsing. And things like that are so interesting, you know, because what if, you know, I've always been interested in that sort of stuff. So what if there are only 1,000 people left on Earth?
Could happen.
Then,
With the pandemic.
Then people are going to start having some fun.
That'd be 1,000 people left.
You probably still have to pay tax.
Yeah, on everything.
Yeah, but you just pay it to the overlord.
I'll be the overlord.
I think it'd become Mad Max quite quick, to be fair. You've got all the resources, you've got, you know, all the vehicles and food and tin food and guns and everything. Survival wouldn't be an issue as such, depending on why there's 1,000 people left.
Yeah, depending, not survival as you know it though, because I mean, I think one thing you can't forget about is things like electricity. People, power plants, you'd need people like that running them.
I don't think we need it. If there's 1,000 people left, you don't need it. You're not going to be watching TV, are you? There's nothing on. But let's
to make the content, I suppose. Yeah.
If we presume that, say, this was COVID and it killed everyone but 1,000 people, so those people are safe and the infrastructure's still there. Every car, all right, you could just go from car to car. You'd never have to fuel up. You know, there's unlimited resources. So all you've got to do is get to procreating and get to repopulating.
That could be arranged, I suppose.
What about if it's only 1,000 men or 1,000 women?
If it's 1,000 women, they're going to kill each other a lot quicker than 1,000 men would.
I don't know.
I think they would. I don't know. I hate to think what would happen, to be fair, but we'll get into it anyway.
With so many amazing things happening in the world today, what could possibly go wrong? A giant asteroid is barreling on a collision course with Earth, and life as we know it is on the brink. After the smoke clears, how do we start over? Where would we live? And what might we do differently?
I don't think humans would do anything differently whatsoever. I think we'd all repeat the same mistakes once we build the population up.
Probably.
I really
more than likely.
That's the phrase, isn't it? History repeats itself.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think humans evolve really, or, you know, maybe at a rate of tens of thousands of years. I don't think we're any different to the ancient Romans. I think it's just the technology's different.
Just a quick answer to the first question: where would we live? Manchester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one sorted.
the opportunity to get out. I'll get a plane.
Yeah, learn to fly
And I'll fly somewhere else.
Learn to fly it first.
See how it happens. I'll still be doing Office Blokes Tries. Office Bloke Daz tries to fly a plane. Here he is in an A380.
What does this switch do? I'll be in a stealth bomber going above you.
Is what if? And here's what would happen if there were only 1,000 people on Earth. With pandemics, election scandals, and civil unrest worldwide, maybe it's time for a do-over, a clean slate, a fresh beginning. With only 1,000 people left on the planet, 500 women and 500 men, where would we begin?
I'll give you a clue. Strip club.
Yeah. You're not going to need Tinder, that's for sure. It's just going to be, that'll be a free-for-all, I think. It'll get messy.
The gingers will still be left out, wouldn't they?
Hey, we survived.
They're not counted in the 1,000, I don't think, are they?
We'd be there, don't worry.
You have to have one of them, wouldn't you?
First of all, we'd need to work together to flourish, rebuild society, and repopulate the planet. We'd need to farm, hunt, and help each other succeed. Sounds like a pretty good starting point, right? Okay, where would we find the ideal place to build this global village? Most likely a temperate region that's not subject to huge threats from wildlife or natural disasters.
The thing is, it's not like, you know, everyone's died but 1,000 people, and then you get out a map of the world and go, I think I'm going to go to the Bahamas. Like, how
The
are you gonna
chances
get there?
the chance of you being near something, you better get on my plane.
I'll get on the Noah plane.
The chances of you be near someone would be quite remote as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And you'd most likely set up some sort of thing within probably 20 miles of where you live. Most people would probably stay in the same house, I think, and then just go foraging.
Foraging.
That's what you call kicking doors down and taking tins. I wouldn't need to. Got plenty of tins.
Let's stay away from the Ring of Fire because earthquakes would not help our society to rebuild. We don't want to live in an area where malaria is common either.
That's good.
Living in the north, like Canada, especially northern Canada, would mean surviving intense winters. So, no.
He's not
How
surviving.
about Mediterranean Europe? It's got a long growing season for food, and there aren't as many natural wildlife threats as there are in Africa or Australia. Now that we've found the perfect location, let's start by meeting our basic survival needs like water, food, shelter, and sleep. We have to take care of them first because if people are hungry, then socializing, learning, or working won't be their main priority, slowing progress. At this stage, the people who understand how to take care of the land would be extremely valuable. They could teach others how to grow and harvest food. These community members would likely be the farmers, and the other households would get rations. And there could be hunters in the group. There should be lots of meat options because animal life would be flourishing around the world. Without 7.8 billion humans, animals would be free to roam wherever they wanted. This would also do wonders for our planet. The atmospheric greenhouse gas emissions would eventually level out and plant life would flourish again. The Earth.
Plant life is flourishing at the moment, apparently.
In your loft.
No? What loft?
Under all them lights.
What loft?
It's
Apparently,
really warm there, apparently. Well, I think that's the wood
It's on the
burner
house
now.
with, it's on the house with no snow, but that might be the wood burner.
apparently the planet's currently greener than it has been during humans' existence.
Yeah, clearer atmosphere and all that, and less
No,
CO2 and
more plant life.
more plant
Because
life.
as we pump out the CO2, that's what the plants feed on. So the plants are growing bigger and more of them.
Yeah.
It's trying to balance it out.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Fair enough.
Heard it on Joe Rogan, so it must be true.
Must be.
would finally recover after the centuries of stress due to so many humans. Okay, now that our food is taken care of, what about love and belonging? We are social beings and we need relationships. This includes acceptance in a group, family, love, and intimacy. If we don't meet these needs, people could become unhappy and even bored.
Are you unhappy and bored?
No, I'm happy. Not bored.
How would
If you get unhappy and bored, you start a reaction channel and get really busy, and then
Yeah.
you know everything that comes with it.
divide the work in our smaller pool of humans? It could be easier to accept each other as equals, as we're all in this global village together. We could develop this society with greater equality and balance between the genders. Or we could revert to more traditional roles for men and women, with women of childbearing years forced to have multiple pregnancies, similar to The Handmaid's Tale. Well,
With that many people, 500 women, there wouldn't be any. I'm going to focus on my career for a few years. And, you know, it literally would be the human race is going to die. We need to make
Yeah.
babies.
All
wouldn't
the,
it?
You
all the
think so?
headaches have gone.
Yeah,
But I'm wondering, how would you know that there's only? How would you know anyone else existed?
you wouldn't, unless your
I'm assuming
your
this is-
community.
It's
is
just
a
your
1,000
community.
people.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming this is going off that everyone would be in the same area. Is this what they're supposing?
I think that's the
1,000 people
hypothetical he's
be
using.
together
Yeah.
in one place.
It wouldn't work.
I guess.
I'd take about 50 people and go very far that way and leave 950 people over there. All the people that can hunt and do anything else. Let's go over
Would
there.
you take 500 women? Or
No.
50 women, sorry, did you say? 50 or
I'd
500?
say 50 people.
50.
No, because you've got to have a beer with the guys as well, haven't you? It's not all about procreating and repopulating. You got to have a break sometimes.
Everything seemed to be going okay until that point. Still, with not too many people to choose from, things like love and attraction wouldn't necessarily dictate who you get intimate with, and those creepy arrangements could be a thing.
Like some licorice.
But if you're a fertile man or woman, you might be treated better because you're responsible for increasing the population.
What the hell?
As we start to repopulate the planet, there would be a need for doctors and medical professionals. Builders and construction workers would also be helpful. Teachers would be necessary, but people would likely start doing internships to learn in such a dramatically different society. If someone wanted to be a doctor, they could shadow the doctors for several years and learn from experience rather than in a school. Jobs in this new society may no longer have any cash value, and we could see ourselves going into an exchange economy. Something like, I'll help you build your home if you teach my kids to read. Going back to a cash-based society
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
In Breaking Bad, isn't it?
may take some time, and with no global infrastructure to rely upon for a supply chain, barter and trade makes sense, at least in the short term. A 1,000-person community wouldn't guarantee a stable population. We'd need to work together to overcome the challenges of living without a modern society. The biggest problem would be another disaster happening and wiping out many of this already small population. Even a sickness could kill many people and leave the community vulnerable. And what would happen if all humans suddenly disappeared from Earth? Well, that's a story for another What If.
Great video.
Very
I
good.
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Great then.
Very
I
good.
love the fact that he puts all the sort of fails clips in there
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
It
it's
just-
funny, a bit of humour.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
really
is
good.
much more of an optimist than I am, this guy. I'm just going to put it out there. I think it'd be Mad Max, personally. I
I
really
think
do.
If it came to it, don't you think it just sort of like focused people's minds saying, listen, we've just got to get along together. We've
no,
got to.
Not whatsoever, no. Because why has he got all that? Why has he got all the women and I've not? And then there's no police.
Why has he got a wood burning stove and I don't?
I've not.
Hey, that's mine.
There's no police. There's no jail. Essentially, it would be survival of the fittest. And if someone's like, I want what you've got, they're just going to go and take it. People just revert back to being
You might
savages.
just be shit and you might think, I don't want to be here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shit this.
Don't you think with 1,000 people, though, there should be enough of everything for everyone?
Yeah, there
You'd
would.
think,
There would,
you know.
but people are the resource.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
skills.
There's a finite amount
skills
of
have to
people.
come into
Yeah.
play, don't they? That's what you're saying about you build my home and you help me build my home and I'll help teach your kids to read.
Yeah, something in return.
Realistically, I'd find a supermarket and just barricade myself in and be like, hey, booze aisle, like all the food.
And then when that runs out, you'd be like, oh shit! Like, now everyone's carried on, and you're like the guy in the corner that no one. Who's this guy? Where's he come from?
Do you think you could eat all?
He's number 1,000.
Yeah.
You think you could eat all the food in a supermarket if you tried
In how long?
before you die?
In a big supermarket.
Yeah. All the perishables would go.
How big are we
but-
talking?
yeah.
Are we talking like
Tesco,
Tesco
Altrincham.
big, or are we talking
Tesco,
Lidl?
Altrincham.
It's a lot of food. That's a lot of
Think
food.
about the tins. There's thousands and thousands.
How are you
of
going to
tins.
open them if there's no tin
They
openers?
sell tin openers in the supermarket.
Sell everything. Supermarkets
Yeah,
these
they've
days,
got it all.
don't they?
They've got clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not an optimist about that. I think people would be. I think people.
You'd have to start again. You'd have to start producing food, wouldn't you? and
Who's in
things like
charge?
that,
You step up and go, right, I want to make sure everyone comes together and
You have a
works
vote.
together. And then someone goes, why the fuck are you in charge? I want to be in charge. And then suddenly there's a war
have
between
a vote.
500 people over there.
You have a vote, don't you?
Have a vote.
Why
It'd
have
be a
democracy?
democracy.
Why?
Why not?
Because I want to be the boss. So I want to be in power.
Yeah, but you'll just be one man.
I think if
You'll be in jail.
it's 1,000 people, 1,000 strangers, then I think they just vote for the strongest person or whoever wanted to do it.
You'd have to have some sort of tournament then to see who's strongest, like gladiators.
They still have a register. Hey, you skateboarder boy.
Skater boy. I can shoot. I've got uses. Just putting that out there. I don't. I really enjoy that sort of hypothetical.
There's
though.
loads
It's
of
really
ifs
good.
and buts in there. There's absolutely thousands of them in there, but
I think we'd
yeah.
be finished, personally. If there's 1,000 people left, I don't think...
I wouldn't be that lucky to be one of the 1,000 left.
You'd be 1,001, the last guy to die before it all happens. Yeah. Head over to What If, like and subscribe and all that good stuff, because he's making some really good content, isn't he?
Yeah,
really
we like
good.
that. There'll be plenty more coming from us as well.
Yep.
Don't forget, like and subscribe, hit the bell, tell your mates about us, get us over that big milestone of 100,000.
Yep,
We're on the way.
It's just
Subscribers.
46,000 more subs.
That's all.
So if you tell your mate, and then they tell a mate, and then they tell their mates, and they tell their mates, and then they tell their mates.
And then...
It's true.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.